I think there's no doubt about it that by far one of the fan favorite characters of the Skywalker saga is no other than Luke Skywalker from the original trilogy, and of course how fans view Luke in the sequel trilogy, there seems to be quite a big divide within the fan base of exactly how he was used by Disney and Lucasfilm. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, I myself am one of those fans that had a big issue with how they handled the character of Luke in The Last Jedi, and I realized that, they used so little of him in both The Force Awakens and The Rise of Skywalker. It's very unfortunate that we didn't get as much Luke as we really deserve to get in the Skywalker saga. They keep calling it the Skywalker saga, yet they just held back so much on characters like Anakin, Luke, or even a redeemed Ben Solo at that point in time at the very end of Episode 9. So, in case you guys are just tuning in right now, Disney and Lucasfilm, they are developing a brand new Star Wars universe. This really is a big deal for this year of 2020 leading into the year of 2021, because basically they are trying to come up with a library's worth of Star Wars material, not just on Disney Plus and their new live-action TV series to come in the near future, but also in the forms of books, novels, comics, video games, and the list goes on and on. So, when we look at the Skywalkers, they really are a main selling point, not just for the movies, but also for the canon material. And there's a great example of this. If you guys go ahead and look at the old EU, all those different books and novels, they sold very well because of the Skywalkers. Now, it's explained that both Disney and Lucasfilm are currently developing their new expanded universe that is going to tell new tales after and before the events of the Skywalker saga, as well as everything that falls in between the films. Now, Disney and Lucasfilm are focused on Disney Plus and their new Star Wars movies, as well as other forms of canon material, to bring the Star Wars fans into a different era of the franchise. It's noted that one of the big plans that Lucasfilm currently has is a way to fix the character of Luke Skywalker in a significant way by expanding the Skywalker lineage, and that they are currently developing a story that would involve something to do with the tragedy of Luke Skywalker's family, such as his son and his wife, and that Lucasfilm wants to model their version of the new EU Luke Skywalker after the old expanded universe in the 1990s and the early 2000s. This is Lucasfilm's way of repaying the fans by respecting Luke, and that they are looking to giving Luke a son in the form of books, novels, and comics in the near future, and as well as explaining as to why this was not told in the sequel trilogy movies. This is a part of how they will be changing the Skywalker saga in a significant way with their new EU, and that they want to create new Skywalkers, not just with Luke Skywalker, but also with Rey having children as well, and that this will be their version of the legacy comics from the early 2000s. Now, Lucasfilm also wants to create an experience for fans to enjoy that will change how they view the films and how they feel about the future after Episode 9 and the story of Rey Skywalker as well behind all of this. So, when we look at what they're really trying to do here, obviously this is a big deal, because when we look at the Skywalker saga, this really is something that really does need some adjustments, in my opinion at least. The sequel trilogy, of course. Now, the character of Luke, obviously, by far, one of the most powerful Jedi there is in the old EU. I really can't say that as much, per se, for how Disney handled him. It seems like he's a far weaker version than how he was used in the old expanded universe from, decades ago. Now, when we look at everything that they have done for Star Wars entirely, obviously, there already is an expanded universe, but what they're trying to do is they're trying to fill in the gaps in between the movies of the Skywalker saga as well as everything that comes after Episode 9 by developing new Skywalkers. They're looking into making a story that's oriented around the tragedy of Luke Skywalker's family, as well as developing new Skywalkers for the future that actually are going to be the offspring, right? The children of Rey, if you will. And I think that when they're trying to do two different things here with the Skywalkers by showing us, a Skywalker or two that's associated with Luke that was never explored, and how they're also going to explore the continuation of the Skywalkers through Rey, it is a risk. There's no doubt about it that it is a risk, because it also shows that Disney doesn't really know exactly what Star Wars really is and exactly how Star Wars should be done at times. Great example is exactly how they treated The Last Jedi, how The Rise of Skywalker went through so many production hangups and so many problems and so many reshoots and rewrites. It just tells us that they really need to learn better with how they handle the franchise moving forward. Now, when we look at everything here, obviously, they're not just focused on the new EU, they're also focused on the new trilogy. They're also focused on, new live-action TV series on Disney+. That's also going to expand the universe into something new and unique, which is also something that I think a lot of fans are looking forward to. Disney+, obviously The Mandalorian is a great example that they really know how to do something unique if Kathleen Kennedy is not involved on a creative level, which, by the way, she won't be involved with anything creatively speaking after 2021. So anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.